There is a kind of suffering that leaves no visible wound. It is the suffering that comes from caring too much about what other people think of you. Welcome back to StoicForge. This is episode 3 of our Meditations audiobook series. Book 2 was written on a battlefield. Book 3 steps inside the mind, and finds a different kind of war. Marcus Aurelius opens Book 3 with a meditation on time. He is in his late 40s now. He has been emperor for over a decade. He has watched people he loved die. He has watched his own hair turn gray. And he begins with this observation. The longest-lived and the shortest-lived man, when they come to die, lose one and the same thing. The present moment. That is all any of us ever have. And that is all any of us ever lose. This is where Book 3 begins, not with philosophy, but with the mathematics of mortality. You and the person who lives twice as long as you lose exactly the same amount at death. You both lose now. And from that starting point, Marcus asks, then what are we doing with now? The answer he gives is uncomfortable. Most of us are spending our now trying to manage how we appear in the minds of others. How much more harmful are the consequences of anger and grief than the circumstances that aroused them? Think about that. The slight you suffered, the person who dismissed you, the colleague who undermined you, the stranger who looked through you, how much time did you spend carrying that? The original wound lasted seconds. The story you built around it lasted days, weeks, years. Marcus understood this intimately. He was emperor. He was surrounded by people who praised him publicly and plotted against him privately. He had every reason to become consumed by the political theater of his court. Instead, he chose something radical. He chose not to care. Not in the passive sense. Not in the, I give up, sense. In the most active sense possible, he deliberately turned his attention away from what others thought, and toward what he actually was. Confine yourself to the present. He kept returning to this. Because the present is the only place where character is actually built. Not in your reputation. Not in your image. Not in what the court thinks of you, or what history will say about you. In what you do, right now, when no one is watching. Book 3 contains one of his most disarming passages. Very little is needed to make a happy life, it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Very little. Not wealth. Not status. Not approval. Not the perfect circumstances. Very little, and it is already inside you. The Stoics had a concept called the inner citadel. The idea that no matter what happens outside, war, betrayal, illness, loss, there is a part of you that cannot be touched unless you let it. Your judgments. Your values. Your character. These belong to you alone. Marcus came back to this idea again and again because he was surrounded by everything that should have corrupted him. Power. Luxury. Flattery. The weight of an empire. Thank you for listening. If these words reached you, subscribe to StoicForge so you never miss an episode. Leave a like if Marcus helped you think more clearly today. Episode 4 is next. What are you actually made of? A question Marcus keeps asking himself throughout Book 4. See you there.